Welcome back to Magic Gathering Strat. I'm Bava, and we are doing week 2 of our introduction to Hearthstone. I say week 2 of the introduction to Hearthstone. We are going to continue introducing Hearthstone. Eventually, it will just be ongoing weeks of playing Hearthstone and talking about strategy. But we've only had a chance to sort of go over some basic things in the last round. And so today we get to talk about some other stuff. What are we going to talk about? Well, I think we're going to talk about play a little bit more today and the actions that you can take when you're playing a game. And then we'll talk a little bit more about deck building. And if we have some time, we may even get to talk a little about the arena. So first off, I'm going to look at my quests. Quests, if you click this little exclamation mark down near the bottom, it brings up your quest log. And quests are the ways that you can, for free, earn gold. And then you can use your gold to buy packs or to participate in the arena. So I have 2 quests. I figured I'd have gotten a third by now, but it seems that I just have the 2. I get 60 gold if I win 5 games with Shaman or Warlock, and I get 40 gold for dealing 100 damage to enemy heroes, to my opponents directly, as it were. So I do have a Shaman deck that I like, so I think we'll try and play that a little bit. And we'll take a look at that deck real quick before we run it in the playroom. And the Shaman deck is this dude who I call Wind Shaman. And he has quite a bit of removal. The key ability that Shaman has, the class-specific ability they have, is called Overload. What Overload does is it generally, a card with Overload is more powerful than its casting cost. So Forked Lightning, deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy minions, is a very powerful card. It should cost more than 1 mana to cast this. So what you have is Overload. Overload means that on your next turn you will have 2 less mana to use. So if I were to use this on my first turn, for instance, say I'm playing against, I don't know who I'd be playing against. A mage, and he got 2 mirror image dudes. So he's got 2/0/2 guys with taunt, and they're really annoying. So if I use this on my first turn, I could kill both of them. But then on my second turn, instead of having 2 crystals, I would have 0 crystals available. If I use this later on, say on a turn that I have 5 crystals maximum available, my 5th turn, because we gain 1 crystal every turn. The next turn, instead of having 6, I would have 4. And it adds up. So if you use multiple things with Overload, then that would add up on your next turn. So you can spend 1 turn being really powerful with a lot of Overload stuff, and then your next turn pretty much not being able to do anything because all your crystals are locked down by Overload. So this has Overload 2. Lightning Bolt has Overload 1, so you'd only have 1 less crystal the next turn. Rock Biter Weapon doesn't have Overload. Lightning Storm has Overload 2. That's it for our Overload stuff, I think. Yeah. Shaman also has an Overload weapon. The Storm Forged Axe, which is pretty sweet. So again, it has 2 attack, which means that every time you attack with this weapon, you'll deal 2 damage. It's got 3 durability, so you can attack with it 3 times. But that's neither here nor there. So the point of this deck is to have the cheap Shaman control that's awesome, the Forked Lightning, the Lightning Bolt, and the Lightning Storm. All very helpful. We also have Fire Elementals, which help control a little bit because they deal 3 damage when they come into play. And we have Defender of Argus, who's a 2/3 now. He just got changed from a 3/3. He's still good. We have Hex for control as well. Rock Biter Weapon, Loot Hoarder, Novice Engineer. You'll notice Novice Engineer got changed as well. She's now a 1/1. She used to be a 1/2. So we'll see how she does. I liked her much better as a 1/2 than I did as a 1/1. I would even rather she was a 0/2. than a 1/1. Harvest Golem's around, Jungle Panther, blah, blah, blah. So the point is to get a guy on the board, to have some good value stuff, the stuff that draws cards, for instance, the stuff that brings a guy out, stuff that's hard to target. Get those things out. Get something like a Wind Speaker, which gives a minion Wind for Fury. Wind Fury is kind of like double strike in Magic, but instead of just dealing damage twice, they actually get to attack twice. So you could attack two different things with a minion that has Wind Fury. Bloodlust gives everyone +3 attack. The Venture Company Mercenary is just a giant dude. He makes everything else more expensive, but a 7/6 on turn 5 is really strong. This guy sort of helps finish it out. Stealth means that they cannot be targeted by an ability or a spell until they've dealt damage. So it's nice because you can get a 7/5 out there. Your opponent would want to kill it, but he has stealth, so he gets to sort of hang out until he deals damage the first time, and then stealth just goes away. And then Alexstrasza doesn't really need to be in this deck. He doesn't exactly fit, but he can be handy. So when he comes into play, he sets a hero's remaining health to 15. So this could be used essentially as a way to deal 15 damage to your opponent if for some reason they're still at 30. It can also be used to heal yourself. If you're down near 1 life or less than 15, you can set your health back to 15. So this is the Wind Shaman deck. 2 of the cards we were using, Defender and Novice Engineer, have been nerfed. And this is I guess it's the downside and the upside of a game like Hearthstone compared to Magic. Since there's no trading system, you can't trade or buy cards individually. There's no individual card market, and that also means that they can adjust cards on the fly. There's also no paper analog for Hearthstone, so the online cards don't have to match any given paper card. So they can make the cards, they can change the cards as they go, as needed. Something that Magic Online can never do. If a card's deemed too powerful, they either just kind of keep it around in a given format. Maybe they would create an answer for that card in the next set that comes out, or they would restrict it or ban it in extreme cases. But here, instead of restricting or banning, they can just change the card. That has its ups and downs. One thing that I like that they do, and we have to look at the Defender of Argus here, I think. Let's go into crafting mode. Let's go. One thing that I like that they do is that if you used dust to create a card and then it gets changed, they will always make it so that it disenchants for as much as it enchanted for, which can be really great. So the one market that there is using your dust to create cards, but if they change a card, you always know that at least you can get your dust back if they made that card pretty much suck. So I could sell this for 100 if I want to. I don't want to because this guy's still good, so he is sticking around. The other card that they've been messing with lately, let's see if I can search and bring it up. Oh, it's not going to come up here. Why not? It's a hunter card as well. All right, so we're done with this guy. Hounds. There he is. Unleash the Hounds. I had the wrong word. So Unleash the Hounds has done a number of different things at one time or another. And you can see it disenchants for the same as well. So they've modified this twice. There was a really fun hunter combo deck, which I thought was pretty great. And it's maybe it'll be good again. So they made Unleash the Hounds change from getting a 1/1 hound for each beast you control. I think that was it. I don't even remember now. So now you get, oh no, it gave your guys plus X plus O, I think, for every beast that you controlled. And so the trick was to get a lot of little beasts and then make them big. And they got charge, I think, was the big thing. So now you get a bunch of 1/1 hounds with charge. Can still be good. It did cost 4, and now that it costs 2, it could see some play again. But it's sort of another example of a card that they've messed with a lot to try and create balance. I don't always agree with their decisions necessarily, but they're all right. Okay. Enough of that. Let's throw this Wind Shaman deck out there. We'll go ahead and play ranked because this is one of my decenter decks. This is new as well. So the wait time is between 10 and 16 seconds. Time in queue, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5 to 11 seconds. Oh no, we're waiting forever. As one of my friends who plays Hearthstone says, Blizzard really knows how to appeal to sort of the gambling nature of gamers, even down to having that spinning wheel there at the beginning, but also in the way that you have quests and rewards and stuff like that. So again, we have our mulligan system. We are going to go first, which is why we see 3 cards instead of 4. You can see that he's looking at 4 cards on his side of the table. And in general, when you're mulliganing in Hearthstone, you want to keep cards that you'll be able to cast in your early turns. If you're not doing anything for 3 or 4 turns in Hearthstone, you're gonna lose. So we have a 2-drop and a 3-drop here. We're throwing the 5-drop back. We'll get something else. We got another one. That's fine. He's not the worst thing. He's not a 9-drop. We have nothing. Our opponent has a coin again, so he'll be able to get a 2-drop on his first turn, or basically he'll be able to ramp 1 crystal once. But we've got nothing here, so we'll end the turn and we'll say hello. And we'll destroy stuff while we're waiting. Because Blizzard chose to make it so that you can't actually do anything on your opponent's turn, that's why they have these little interactive stages here. This gives you something to do while your opponent's doing stuff, because you cannot do anything on your opponent's turn. He's got a 1/1 and a 2/1. He healed himself a little bit. Not particularly scary. Lightning Storm's going to be good for us, so we'll get our Novice Engineer out here. Draw a card. We get our other draw a card guy, so that's good. And these are your basic value cards for Hearthstone. Battle Cry, draw a card. Death Rattle, draw a card. This one's technically better because it can't be silenced. You get to draw that card no matter what. This guy can be silenced, and then you just get a 2/1 for 2, which isn't great. And again, silence basically makes it so that all abilities and buffs on that guy go away. All right. No big deal. A little laggy today. All right, so I think that I just kill his guys now. I don't want to take 5 damage. And we'll threaten him because we blew up his guys. Piss off the Griffin. Alright, so he's going to totem up. So you can see, as we talked about, our Overload 2. Overload 2 is in effect here. So 2 of our crystals that we would have, since it's our 4th turn, are locked down this turn. So we only have 2 available instead of 1. So we have more or less 2 options. One of them is to totem, and one of them is to loot hoarder. I think toteming is a fine plan right here. The more you use your hero ability, in a game of Hearthstone, the more you're generating card advantage, in a sense. So it can be a really great thing to do. And the more you use removal on totems, the more you're losing card advantage. But I think that I want to, anyway, play into whatever removal he has. And it's going to be buffed up. This guy has spell damage +1. So anything he has, like a lightning bolt, will do 1 extra damage because of that. So we're playing into a lightning storm or whatever removal he has. But hopefully we'll have this 2/1 damaged golem left over. Or he'll get a bodyguard. But a bodyguard's fine, because we're going to hex the bodyguard, make it a 0/1 with taunt. Then we're going to throw that guy over there and kill that, and then we're going to get rid of his totem. And then we'll probably get another totem after that. But I really hate the Wind Fury totem. These guys are nice. You're not overcommitting to the board this way. Ooh. All right. So let's see here. Three damage. He's got a 6/6. We've got a big old dude. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we'll kill that guy. Throw it in there. That seems good. So we'll get this guy. Targeting Mechatorque. We'll lightning bolt him. We'll take care of... We'll actually draw a card here. Get rid of that. And hit him there. In general, as much as possible, you don't want to leave your opponent with a creature on their side of the board at the beginning of their turn, because there's lots of things they can do at that point with those creatures. So, I think we'll go ahead and Bloodlust up. Yeah. We'll take this guy out. Hit our opponent for a lot of damage. And do we want to draw another card? Get a totem? Let's draw something. Defender's good. Alright, so that was a tough call, choosing whether or not to deal 5 damage to my opponent or take care of his 4/4. It's a good trade for us though, because we got our 2/1 back for that. So not too big of a deal. Getting another lightning storm right now would be great. A fire elemental is pretty good too, though, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to him. 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Defender of Argus can be used in an attack sense because it gives your minions +1/+1. In which case you want to make sure you cast him before you attack, because it's 2 extra damage to your opponent. be 4, and then that would be 9. And again, I think I want to take out as many of my opponent's guys as possible. Seems pretty good. Now there can be a number of reasons to have a guy with taunt. You can have weenie guys with taunt who are basically just there to slow your opponent's tempo down, or you can decide to make a really big guy with taunt who will still slow your opponent's tempo down, but who will also majorly damage your opponent's creatures if he ever wants to attack. So we can 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We can do 14 damage here and then have the assassin up to do the rest. And I think we're just going to, at this point, hit him for everything we have. And get this guy out with stealth, which should be hard for him to deal with. Yeah. Alrighty, so we got one with our Shaman deck. We'll keep going, we'll get a little bit better idea of Shaman. We'll keep playing ranked. So a nice thing about ranked is that if you have a winning streak, you start getting extra stars, so that helps you progress through the ranks faster than getting 1 star. Of course, if you lose a game, you lose 1 star. And that messes up your streak, so after that you have to start a new streak. But if you win, I think even just starting at 2 games starts your streak, and then every game after that you just get an extra star as a streak bonus. So that's pretty nice. I don't love Rock Biter weapon at the beginning. Notice that friendly character here means that you can give yourself +3 attack. You, as the hero, are a character. So it's like having a 3 attack weapon for a turn. But it's still not my favorite early card. I'd much rather have creatures on the board. Or straight up removal. Alright. Well, we got what we got. We're going second. We're up against a rogue. Now I'm going to go ahead and coin into a loot hoarder, partially because he just does 2 damage. If I can get a couple swings in with him before he dies, that's great. The card advantage that he generates with Death Rattle is good. So sort of a null card advantage there. And then I can always use 2 mana as a Shaman to get a totem, so that's always totally fine with me, which is what we're going to do now. This is a 0-2 healing stream totem, so he heals all your minions for 1 every turn, including himself. My goodness. Well. Well, that's good. That worked out well. Alright, so we're going to be overloaded 2 next turn, though, so we're going to be down to just 2 crystals on turn 4. let's see. It would be nice to hit that guy as a 5-drop. This guy eats removal by like nobody's business, so you don't often have to worry about his downside, because a lot of times he'll just die. If he doesn't die, he's generally worth it to keep around. The worst thing that can happen to him is being made a 0/6 with, I think it's a paladin ability. Alright, our opponent's playing Beat Me in the Face Hearthstone here. Yeah. AKA aggro. So I think what we'll do... slow him down a little bit. Oh, geez, a 5/2 weapon? If he's injured, a 5/2 weapon, okay. Oh, this is my favorite right here. You get different sounds when you hit different things with the catapult. My favorite is to hit the Murloc. Alright. Well, let's get rid of some things. Yeah, we lost that. That's fine. So an interesting thing about totems is you have 4 totems possible, and you can only have one of each totem. So in the case where we were just at, where we had 2 totems on the board, we know if we use our totemic call ability, we're going to get one of the other 2 totems. We only have 1 now, so we could get any of the 3. But it's pretty nice if you're banking on getting a certain totem. You can tell your possibility. If you have no totems out, you have a 1 in 4 chance, 25%. If you have 1 totem out, you have a 1 in 3 chance, so it's quite a bit better. And I say this because I really want to get a Wind Fury totem right now. Ha! And I'm going to go ahead and use my Lightning Storm here. See if I can just get rid of that guy straight out. I never do. Alright. Well, we'll throw that away. So we can hit him with a little bit more damage. We'll save our Lightning Bolt. There. And we still have these mercenaries out. But sometimes it's nice to get out some of your lower cost creatures before you cast these guys. Yep. That guy gets a Lightning Bolt. Okay. Bam. Let's draw a card. Alright, let's draw another card. Oh. And let's see, 4-2 stealth or 2-3. Let's try and get some extra damage in that way. All right, so our board position is great. Our hand card advantage is good. And our life totals are even. All right, well now he's got 4 more cards. Bing. Hey, you can't target him. He has stealth. Okay, well, this is where Wind Fury would come in quite handy. I think we're going to get more guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're going to get all the guys that we can here. I'm going to take out this chick, hit you for 4, and Bloodlust next turn will be really big. You get that one. Oh, well, that's good. Bing, bing. All right. If we keep our guys. Yeah. Okay. So we're not keeping our guys, and he's getting a taunt. So that sprint really brought him back into the game. Yeah. You do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Okay. It's not as great of a position, but he played a lot of his cards. Backstab. Rogues have a lot of very cheap removal spells. They don't do a lot of damage necessarily, but they're very cheap. We still have a really good position, I think. Yep. Alright, so we win. Good for us. We say, well played. Wrong. And we got right where we needed to go. Alright, so we got our streak bonus. We're ranked 19. Got our second win with Shaman. We did our 100 damage, so we get 40 gold there. We got 10 gold for winning 3 games. And we're 2 out of 5 for getting our next play. So let's go again. See what our time looks like on this video. Alright, so we're at 34 minutes. Probably do one more game here, this game. And then we'll call that a video for the day. Hopefully this gives you a better idea. Lots of Shaman matchups. One thing I like about the way that the quests work is that people who are fulfilling quests are likely to, since they're getting different quests, will probably be playing different decks. So you do have a pretty good amount of variety. Definitely keep the Forked Lightning. These guys are a little spendy. We want some other dudes. Nah, that's horrible. Horrible. I should have kept the Defender of Argus at least. But that's all right. Oh, we got another. Another environment to mess around with here. This one generally just has these fruit to mess with. And ringing the bell's fun. These flowers grow back too quickly. Other than that, it's one of the less interactive ones. So if you grow back these vegetables enough, they get smaller. And sometimes you get a weird vegetable on the bottom that looks different. And sometimes the water breaks. So he's got the Wind Fury totem. I don't know, we'll just coin up into the Harvest Golem. Mainly so we can blow up that Wind Fury totem. I don't like that at all. I mean, I can blow it up with Fork Lightning. Something to keep in mind though, with cards like this that want to hit 2 enemies, is it will not let you cast them if your opponent only has 1 enemy. So that's a big downside. I wish it would just, as the rules in Magic go, do everything that it can, in that it would hit 1 enemy. But no, it won't let you cast it. So, but that's quite all right. We definitely want to do that. I think we want to get our own totem and hit our opponent for 2. Alright, so we're going to have just 2 crystals again next turn. We'll probably just get another totem, though we might want to use our Rockbiter weapon. Ah, Feral Spirit. And that's really annoying. Let's see. I could have attacked one of his wolves here, just to deal 2 damage to it. But chances are he's going to want to attack my stuff. He's got to at least attack this guy first. He'll probably try and clear my guys out as much as possible. So I make him do the attacking. That gives me a better chance to respond next turn. Alright. So let's get and all right, so we didn't get rid of this guy, which I really wanted to, because I can draw another card off of it. Next turn we have the Fire Elemental, which will just take care of it. We always get the card, but we have stuff on the board and we got rid of his wolves, so that was a pretty good play. I'm a little sad. I like using these guys at the end of a game to win. Essentially you cast this guy and then you use this on him and you swing for 14 or even 20 with a Rockbiter weapon, or our card that gives everything +3 attack. And that usually gets you the game at that point. So we have dudes. I like our defenders here. Depending on what he does, next turn's either the Fire Elemental to get rid of that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. The other option... the other option was Defender of Argus. But... Well, now we have tough choices, don't we? Alright. So we can do 3 damage and then swing there, and then this guy can swing over there. Oh, 6/5. We should be able to kill this guy next turn. The only reason, only thing we have to worry about really is if he has dudes that have charge, which is essentially haste. I really want to kill that thing. Oh dear. That was a crap load of spell damage. Alright. Do we have a 4-drop we want to get? We don't have 2 2-drops we want to get. We definitely want that. We really would love the Wind Fury Totem first, just to make sure we kill the things we want to kill. Otherwise, it's sad days. Let's go for it. One time. No. I think it's pretty good. We're definitely doing this. Just hoping. Ah, it never happens. Never happens. Alright. And we end the turn with 2 unspent crystals, which is just not super awesome. Alright, at least this guy gets to eat 4 damage for us. That could have been such a better lightning storm. Just getting rid of this thing. Oh. There's a legendary for you. Alright, well. Yikes. We're gonna take a beating. There's no way around that. He's got the tempo on us right now. These guys are pretty good at not dying at the moment, which means our Defender of Argus, even double Defender of Argus, could really help next turn. Defender gets him to a 5 attack, which takes care of the Black Knight. But that hurts. I don't actually like the Wind Fury card by itself. I much prefer the Wind Fury on a stick card, but seems to be working okay for him. He's got spell damage everywhere. Ow. Ow. Alright, well. So what do we have? We have these. Those trade. Goodness. Really just want to lightning bolt this, huh? Spell damage for days. Let's get rid of some of this spell damage and some of this attack. Alright. at 8 life. I'm not feeling super happy. Now when my opponent still has 4 cards. Alright. At least he still has taunt. Good round for him. Alright, that's something. But we do have these taunt guys to deal with, don't we? Yeah. What do we do? We probably just take out this taunt guy. We'll try that. So all this spell damage we're not getting rid of. More spell damage. Ooh. Okay. Ouch. Alright, so I'm not casting Bloodlust until I get rid of this guy. I'm not getting rid of this guy until I do that. And then if I cast Bloodlust, it is to get rid of the big 4/7 dude. And then I can get this guy. Alright, so 2 big fatties. We could come back from this, you never know. But we're definitely at a disadvantage here still. I actually love a lot of his card choices. Like, I don't think this guy is great, but he's doing pretty well with what he's got. All right. 4 to 5. Yeah, it works for him. It works for him. Never works for me. Never. What can we draw? Well, and that's what we draw. 5 to both of them. 5 to both of them. Ouch. Yeah. Got one guy to swing with. Goes right there. Alright. He's got 2 guys with that, and he's got this thing. So what do? We just lose. Fair enough. Hey! We're not dead yet. That's something. hanging in there as long as we can. All he needs is something to kill that. Whoa! He's got all the legendaries. Yeah. Sarah's gonna toast me over an open fire. 7, 10. Yeah, well, I guess I'll do that. Well, alright. We didn't get there at all. Bow. We lost. Sarah gets it. We almost stabilized. It's a lot of legendaries to deal with. Our losing streak is at an end. Alright. Well, let's see what we covered today. We covered shamans in more detail. We covered ranked play and quests a little bit more, and a little bit more about deck construction. I think next time we will talk about an arena and run about as much of an arena as we can get in about a 45-minute time frame, which is sort of my time goal for these videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about Hearthstone, I will answer them to the best of my ability. If you want to check out some cool Hearthstone resources, I like iHearthU. They have good forums here, and they have an excellent website with lists and stuff here. The other one that you might check out is HearthstonePlayers.com, which has deck lists, and I think this is where the ranks get reported as well for the rankings. So you can see the top players there. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Hearthstone, check those out, and I will catch you next time. I'm Bava, and I was playing Hearthstone for Magic Gathering Strat, and I'll catch you guys later.